You hit the 2 p.m. wall, so you grab another coffee. An hour later, you're digging through your desk for a protein bar. You are constantly consuming, trying to fight off the fog and force your brain back online. We do this because we assume our brain operates like a furnace that needs constant shoveling. We think an unending stream of glucose is the only way to keep the cognitive fire burning. But human biology tells a different story. When your digestive system is constantly processing food, it demands massive amounts of energy, creating severe systemic friction. Burning glucose around the clock produces a heavy exhaust. It triggers oxidative stress and systemic inflammation throughout your body, the exact physiological conditions that create brain fog. Piling more calories into an already exhausted system stalls performance. It actively degrades your cognitive clarity over time. If we look back at evolutionary biology, the human brain was never designed for an environment of endless snacking. To survive, our ancestors had to hunt and forage on empty stomachs. Our neurology adapted to become exceptionally sharp and highly focused, specifically when the body is deprived of food. To prove this, we are going to look inside your brain and track exactly what happens when you cut the food supply entirely and let your starvation mechanisms kick in. We start our timeline at hour 0, the exact moment your body finishes processing your last bite of food and digestion finally stops. Fasting initiates a biological software upgrade that only executes once the digestive system powers down. Fast forward 12 hours. Your liver has now completely burned through its stored reserves of glycogen. This total depletion is a highly specific biological signal. It trips an ancient survival switch inside your brain. Your body responds by flooding your system with a specialized protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. This diagram shows BDNF catalyzing neuroplasticity. Neurons sprout fresh branches and actively forge new connections. Just like lifting heavy weights stresses your muscle fibers, fasting temporarily strains your neural circuitry. This forces the network to adapt, thickening the pathways to handle higher loads. By hour 12, that familiar sensation of hunger is the exact biochemical catalyst required to make your brain process information faster. As we push into the 12 to 16-hour window, your body makes a mandatory metabolic pivot. To keep you alive, it starts breaking down your stored fat. This fat-burning state produces a highly efficient alternative fuel source, ketones. This chart illustrates why ketones are superior. Given identical oxygen input, ketones generate significantly higher usable energy than glucose. Notice the exhaust. Glucose produces debris that drives systemic inflammation, whereas ketones burn entirely clean. Your overall oxidative stress begins to drop. Experienced fasters often report a distinct Zen-like clarity around hour 16. That focus is a direct biological result of running your brain on a premium, low-friction fuel. Push past the 16-hour mark, and the most critical phase of this metabolic cycle finally unlocks. Your brain initiates a rigorous internal recycling program called autophagy. With digestion totally offline, your body redirects massive energy to your brain. It hunts down damaged mitochondria and misfolded proteins, actively breaking them apart. This process targets the exact cellular debris linked to cognitive decline and neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's. Fasting beyond 16 hours literally cleans the mind from the inside out, serving as essential maintenance for your long-term hardware. You can harness this biological state every single day without making yourself miserable. The most effective method is the 16-to-8 protocol. Rule 1. You finish your last meal and stop all food intake by 8 p.m. This clock diagram maps the timeline payoff. By fasting overnight and pushing your first meal to noon the next day, you align your brain's peak ketone production directly with your most critical morning work hours. The brain fog experienced during a fast is usually a sign of dehydration. A glass of water with a pinch of sea salt or a sugar-free electrolyte mix will often restore clarity instantly. When noon hits, how you break the fast matters. Hitting your system with a massive carbohydrate spike will crash your ketone levels and ruin your clarity. Break your fast with healthy fats and proteins, like eggs or an avocado, to keep the cognitive momentum rolling. By actively choosing when to deprive your body, you eliminate the constant friction of digestion. Stop dulling your evolutionary edge and permanently reclaim your focus.